I'll call on you and we'll get rolling. We'll go ahead and get started with Jeff Frotto from Cal Sports Report.
Chase, good evening. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. I wonder if you could just sort of share how you think the team is feeling at this point. Obviously, this season has not gone the way you wanted, but you're so close in the past 2 games. I'm assuming you can sort of feel that it's right around the corner. But what's the mood like? How do you deal with a start that you didn't expect, and where can you take it from here?
Well, I think the mood of the team is, how we are week in and week out. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We're just, we have a task at hand to get done. Facts are, we're 0-3. Obviously, never want to be in that situation, but, we're hungry for our first win, and we're trying to do everything possible, to get in the win column.
A month or 2 ago, you guys in Oregon were sort of projected as 1-2 in the conference, and this was going to be a showdown to maybe see who wins the North. It's not looking quite like that now, but how big of a game is it for both of you, and how excited are you to play the Ducks?
It's still a really big game. Obviously I missed Oregon last year due to an injury, so it's been a couple of years since I've played them, so I'm looking forward, to playing them again. Big game for them also. They just came off a loss, so I think that kind of hurt their Pac-12 North chances a little bit, so they got something to prove as well.
Do you expect to be getting their best as a result of that?
Oh yeah, 100%. We're a couple plays away from being 2-1, and I think a lot of teams see that on film. So obviously, they're not going to treat us like we're a joke, and we're not going to treat them like they're a joke, obviously.
Thanks, Chase.
And we'll go to Trace Travers from Rivals.
Yeah, Chase, I was wondering, from what I saw on the stat sheet, you guys, I don't think you completed a pass over 17 yards. That was the long. Was there anything that Stanford was doing in particular to kind of keep you guys from throwing over the top?
Well, for one thing, they did a very good job watching the tape of what we did to Oregon State and all the deep shots we took. So I think, they did a great job scheming us up, not letting us go over the top, as you saw us do so many times against Oregon State. So, credit to their coaches and what they put together. They were going to play everything in front of them. And, we had to take what we were given completion-wise.
Mm-hmm. And with Oregon, do you expect they'll try and do some of the same with – I know they've had some defensive back opt-outs that may make that a little more difficult, but have you seen them play well over the top on film so far?
Yeah, they're still a talented group, minus a couple of their guys that they're missing from last year. So, not to knock on their secondary, they're still very talented in the back end. Who knows how they'll play us? They've seen a couple weeks. They've seen the Oregon State film. They've seen Stanford. They've seen UCLA. So, we really won't know until we get out there on the first snap.
Yeah, and I know to shift gears a little bit, what can you say about Mike Safel, who played through an injury on Friday and played the whole game for you guys?
Well, he's one hell of a kid, obviously. He's my roommate. I've known him since we were in high school. Very tough guy. He's not going to let a little injury get in the way of, doing what he wants to do. But he played his heart out there. Obviously, things didn't go our way, which, it's sad, but, you can't win them all. But he did a really fine job on Friday, and he's been doing really well in practice.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Rusty Simmons from the Chronicle.
Well, Trace asked a question I was going to ask about Safel, but so I'll just generalize it a little bit, Chase. What does that mean to guys, to teammates, when a guy goes out there and plays through injuries like that?
It shows a lot. It shows that, he's here for the team. Mike's always been in a leadership role, and especially a captain this year. He had discussions, and we kind of talked about what, he wanted to do. And, there was no doubt in his mind that, he wanted to play on Friday. And as long as, medical gave him the A-OK to do it, he was going to go do it. So, credit to him for toughing it out, but that just shows what he's made of.
And I was also going to ask about Drew Schlegel with the offense now and using some more tight ends and fullbacks. What's he meant to you guys?
He's meant a lot. Having a grad transfer come from SEC territory where, they're used to hitting big guys and, play the fullback position. You got to bang heads a lot. Run game and, catching some balls too.
I guess in his future, he wants to be an alpaca farmer. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't. Not well versed in the alpaca farming industry, but if that's what he wants to do, all for it.
Thanks, Chase.
Thank you.
All right, David Bush from Bear Insider.
Yeah, Chase, looking at Oregon's front, how do they line up and what sort of pressures do they bring? And how do you think they'll match up against assuming you can get your main offensive line back?
Well, as everyone in the world knows, Oregon recruits well, so they got really talented players at every position. They got a pretty good sized front with a lot of speed, that you'll see, every down. You got a couple very good linebackers that, replaced a couple good ones last year. So, they came back stacked personnel wise, and, pressures, you're going to see your classic pressures that you see, week in and week out in college football. So, we've been going through them in practice. We know what to expect from them, and ultimately we just got to go execute it on Saturday.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Hey, Jasper Sundin from the Daily Cal.
Hey Chase, I know 0-3 is not how anyone would want to start off their season, but what do you feel like you guys have done well so far? What's maybe one thing that stood out to you where you guys you're proud of it or you're happy with it?
Well, I think as a team we've definitely showed we got a lot of toughness at each and every position, and the thing that stood out is every week we get better. There's been huge jumps from week 1 to week 2, and then even from week 2 to week 3. So as long as we can keep on that path, we're going to be a very talented and special team.
And then are there any players you feel like on the offensive side of the ball who have impressed you so far?
Yeah, I would say the young linemen who had to, step in unannounced a couple weeks ago. I think they've done a great job, having very minimal experience, coming into college football and doing what you expect out of them and performing at a high level. I'm really impressed with that group.
And then one final question. Sorry, y'all. I know Christopher Brown Jr. got back on the field, scored that touchdown, had a couple of good runs towards the end of the game. I know he's also been fighting an injury. Can you speak on his status at all? Maybe what you guys will look like? I know you don't want to talk too much about that, but
yeah, Chris has had a great couple days in practice so far. He's looking real healthy, and to have him back on the field is awesome because he just lacking, having a big 6'3" back out there who literally punches everyone in the face with a stiff arm. So it's fun to have him back.
Okay, Jeff Frada.
Yeah, Chase, I was writing something about Damian Moore, and I'm wondering, what did you know about him when he got to Cal, and what's impressed you about the way he's played, especially this last week against Stanford?
Honestly, did not know a lot about him coming into Cal. When he took his official visit, I was one of the host guys, so met him from that. Knew he was coming off a injury his senior year, I'm pretty sure. So didn't know what to expect from him, but he came in the summer, worked really hard, with the other freshman guys working out, and earned his stripes early. In fall camp, you saw the potential he had. He has really great vision coming out of the backfield, which is very rare to see coming out of high school. So what he's done for us so far is truly amazing, and the sky's the limit with him. I think he just scratched the surface this past week against Stanford of what he can do running the ball.
It seems like you've got like sort of almost 3 different kinds of backs back there with Marcel and him and Christopher Brown. What's it like for you to have sort of that kind of variety back there to help with your offense?
It's awesome. Most people brag about having a 2-headed monster. We got a 3-headed monster with Chris, Marcel, and Damian, and they all bring something different to the table. So, to have them and, to be able to personnel guys and group them together in certain, personnel packages is an advantage to us. And it's hard for defense to defend and knowing which running back they have to go tackle.
Thanks, Chase.
Then we'll go back to Rusty Simmons with the Chronicle.
Chase, I was going to ask about Nico. I know that last week you said you wanted to get him the ball more often. Without giving too much away, are there ways to kind of scheme it up to get a ball in one player's hands?
Yeah, I think, with the system we run, different personnel groupings that we have is definitely, the most significant way to get someone the ball. So I think, we've just been trying to incorporate Nico into certain personnel groups.
Thanks, Chase.
Okay, Jasper Sundin from the Daily Cow.
Hey, Chase. I know this isn't maybe where everyone imagined you guys would be. I don't think any of us imagined this, but you got half the season left. What are your goals?
Our goals are to win, however many games we have left. Right now that's 3 games, so we plan on going 3-0 for these next 3 for these next 3 weeks.
Okay, anybody with the final question for Chase? Go ahead and let me know in the chat in the next couple seconds. Otherwise, we'll let him move on. Looks like Rusty Simmons has another one.
Sorry to hold you here longer. Chase, I was going to ask about Santa Clara County. How much are you guys paying attention to outside counties and what might eventually happen in Berkeley City and Alameda County?
Well, obviously we're aware, next door counties, unfortunately Stanford and the Niners and San Jose State and all those guys had to pack up and leave and go somewhere else. And, obviously if it has to happen to us, we're flexible, we'll make it happen. But, as of right now, we're still in Berkeley and looking forward to playing on Saturday in Memorial Stadium.
Is that something you guys talk about as players at all? Or is it, you guys have so much on your plates? Is that even something that you can chat about, devote time to at all?
I mean, it's definitely like a little conversation in the back of your head that, we all got friends on other teams. So obviously hearing from some of the Stanford guys on what's going on there, you definitely kind of wonder what it would be like if it were to happen to us. But as of right now, we're still in Berkeley. We still plan on playing at Memorial on Saturday at 4:00.
Right on. Thank you.
Anybody else? The final question. Looks like Jeff Ferrato has one. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that, Chase. So in theory, let's say that you guys had to move. Tell me where you want the team to be stationed for a week, maybe.
Wherever will take us at this point. But how it's looking like is, I'm not sure. I'm just a player. I'm not an ops or anything, but we'd probably just go play an away game and stay at that opposing team's.
I'm just giving you the freedom to pick your dream spot, and it doesn't have to be real. You want to go to Maui, that's fine. Although if they send you to Maui, they'll probably send you to Asheville, North Carolina. But
yeah, if I had to pick somewhere tropical or somewhere with some warm weather for sure.
With a football field.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks.
All right, we'll stop at one hypothetical question tonight.